Why do some affirmations work and some don't work? When people are looking to manifest new realities, one of the techniques that are usually taught to them is to use affirmations. And by affirmations, some of you may know what I mean, but if you don't, affirmations are basically things you affirm to yourself. Like, let's say you feel like you want more wealth, so you wake up every day, or you keep reading something, or you keep writing continuously. I am wealthy, I am rich, I have money, money comes to me with ease, I have abundance, and so on. And some people would say, well, this doesn't work, or this didn't work for me. Well, there's a reason why this didn't work for you, because the universe operates off principles, right? And usually the reason it doesn't work for you, or it won't work for you, is because you don't know it to be true in your body, or in your entire being. In order for a manifestation or an affirmation to work for you, you have to know it to be true before it actually happens. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's say you find yourself in a situation where you don't feel you are financially wealthy, right? So you want to manifest wealth, you want to be wealthy. To begin with, the desire to want to be that from the get-go shows that you are not that, because if you were it, you wouldn't want to be it. So you can see the division between you and that other version of yourself, right? And to manifest it, you have to become that wealthy version of yourself in order to experience it. You see, reality, as I keep saying, is a mirror, is a reflection, is an echo. You don't look in the mirror and say, I want to smile, I want to smile, I want to smile, and then wait for your reflection to smile in order for you to smile. No, you smile, and then the reflection responds immediately accordingly. In the same way, this is how reality is working. So when you are affirming a particular aspect of your being, what you are doing is you are using the act of repetition to reprogram, as a means to reprogram your subconscious mind, right? Because you want it to be part and parcel of who you are. You want to know yourself as wealthy. You want to know yourself as that new version. You may begin with believing yourself to be that, right? Because maybe that is the beginning point you start with, because belief will have a bit of doubt in it, but belief is it's a starting point. Because when you believe that you are that, or you are capable of being that, or it is possible for you to be that, now you are basically aligning yourself to the part of reality that makes that possible. Because if you don't believe that you can be that version, then reality won't respond to put you in that space that makes it possible. Let's say, for example, let's use a simple example like a job application, right? You want to say work in a bank. If you don't believe that you can work in a bank, you won't even apply. If you don't believe you can win the lottery, you won't even buy the ticket. So your belief, literally, when it shifts, it puts you into a new vibrational state that changes how you feel about that particular situation, that then affects how you think about it, and in effect how you act on it. Because once your belief changes from, say, it's impossible for me to work in a bank, to it is possible, just that change in belief of it is possible allows you to write the application or to apply, because now you believe that it is possible for you to become that person. Of course, you may have some doubts, but if your belief is strong, your doubt is less. And now your belief can graduate from belief into conviction, right? Sometimes people say, oh, I have faith, but realize that faith is just another form of belief, right? And that will always have some doubt in it. But when I use the word conviction, realize that conviction has a little less doubt in it, because it's almost closer to knowing. Like your shadow of doubt is less, because you have conviction that no, I can do this. So the possibility is has a higher probability, I should say, than say just a belief that you have in. And then you can move from conviction into knowing, right? And sometimes we tend to know something is possible after it has happened. That's okay, that's cool. But if you want to create a new reality that hasn't happened yet, the trick of the spiritual science of how reality works is to know this to be true, and that will cause reality to ripple in that truth to present that new reality to you in time. So using the same example of wanting to work at a bank, right? You have to know it to be true, that I know that I can work in the bank. I know that it is possible for me to make this money. I know that it's possible for me to find myself in this situation where I'm working here. And you can amplify this knowing by seeing yourself in that place, by imagining it, and not only imagining it, but imagining it and embodying it, feeling it in your body, feeling the emotions, feeling what it's going to be like when you are actually walking in those hallways wearing your suit, feeling good. You may not necessarily have the suit just yet, because you may be in your living room just wearing your shorts and your t-shirt and whatnot. But this is where the power of imagination comes through, because you can imagine, and sometimes people will tell you meditate on it, right? Because when you meditate on it, what you're doing is you are removing yourself from the reality around you into the imaginary realm, into the imagination where all possibilities exist, because you can use your mind to see something that, say, hasn't happened yet in 3D physical reality. And when you see it, you have the power to even feel it. Your imagination can feel so real that you feel the joy within yourself. Like, you can see yourself walking there. You can see yourself maybe doing the pitch books. You can see yourself with your first paycheck. Now, some people will say, oh, this is delusion. Well, one thing you have to understand is that your subconscious mind, which ends up creating this reality, which is sort of the projector which plays the tape of your reality, does not know what you are calling true or false. This is why you can have a dream, a scary dream, and you wake up and your heart is thumping, because there's no difference between the imagined reality and the reality we're experiencing right now. The only difference is just the base render rate. This is slower than a dream. So you may have heard that, oh, there's no difference between a dream and this reality. This one is just longer. That is exactly why they're saying what they're saying, because they're all vibrational states. And your subconscious mind feels this vibrational state and knows it as true, right? It's not concerned about whether it is a dream or it is an awake reality. And because of how this works in principle, this is how you as a conscious being, conscious creative being, can take advantage of this mechanism or this principle to create that reality by becoming it. So by becoming it, you become it in mind from the imagination level, and you become it in embodiment. You have to feel it. You have to feel yourself as that future version of yourself. Now, you may call it a future version of yourself because it hasn't happened in time, right? So what you have to do is enter into the space of no time and become that by retuning your frequency to that particular version. And you retune your frequency to that particular version using your mind through your imagination and using your body's emotions, your feelings. Feel yourself to be that person. And every single moment of your life, take time to take a break, whether to meditate or to daydream, and see yourself as that and feel yourself as that. Use that tool of imagination and embodied feeling to create that new version of yourself, so that you become that. And you realize that when you become that, even the way you apply for that job becomes different, because now you're moving with a certain knowing. You're moving with a certain conviction. You don't have doubt anymore, because you know you are that guy. You know you are that girl. You know you're that person. And once you operate from this know, reality has no choice but to respond to this new version of you, because reality is a mirror. What you experience is just a reflection of who you are. So whatever state you're in right now, whatever reality you're experiencing right now, just know that you have created it. And when you take this level of responsibility, this is when you begin to take your power back. The reason sometimes it's hard for most of us to take on this responsibility is because maybe we're experiencing a reality that we really don't want to experience. And just understand that that's okay, because what you're experiencing is one that is coming from your subconscious mind. And if you listen to some of my other videos or talks, you realize that your subconscious mind is usually a program that you got from somewhere else. Sure, it may not be serving you, but it's a starting point, and at least it's giving you contrast for you to know that this is not what I want. Now it's up to you to use your conscious mind and to use the tools of imagination and embodied feeling and vibrational tuning of your feeling to become the new version of yourself, so that you operate from that knowing that, yeah, this is who I am. I am this new version. And once you operate from that new version, your life begins to change. You don't see the world the same way anymore. Your worth changes, your self-worth changes, your perception of wealth changes, and your reality also changes. Because we may all be on, quote unquote, the same earth that we're experiencing, but what you have to realize is that we are all experiencing different realities. We are all experiencing different earths. And the earth you experience is based off the reality you say you are. So this is how you can empower your affirmations. And it's because of this that some people's affirmations don't work for them. Because it doesn't matter how many times you repeat, I am wealthy, I am wealthy. If you don't believe, or if you don't have conviction, or if you don't know yourself to be that, nothing in your reality change. And you will repeat this for years and nothing will happen. Of course, there are techniques like when you're in the theta state and you're going to bed, you can have this repetition on, and it may work for some people. And it works because it is bypassing your conscious mind to seep into your subconscious mind, to reprogram your subconscious mind. So it's all about subconscious programming. And once something is part of your subconscious program, it is part of you. So you know it to be you. So the thing I am saying about knowing yourself to be that is basically about it being part and parcel of your entire being. And if your subconscious mind is taking up 90% of who you are, 95% of who you are, then that is what you are looking to program. And that is where you want your affirmations to be written into. And that is what it means to know that you are that. Because if you take your name, for example, you don't believe that is your name. You know that is your name because it is written in the code of the subconscious mind. So your affirmations are failing, are not working because you don't know them to be true. You don't believe them to be true. You just think that repeating them is going to change your reality. But I'm sorry to disappoint you. That's not going to do anything. Until you know it to be true as who you are, your reality is not going to change. And this is how you change your reality. This is how you become the creator of your reality. And this is how you manifest the life that you want. And this is how you use your affirmations to empower yourself. As always, thank you for tuning in. And I hope this has been useful to you. And share this with anyone you think will find use to it. Will find it useful. And if you have any questions or comments, I always love to hear this. And let's continue to grow and understand ourselves and take our power back and create the reality we want. Take care and thank you. Peace.